I was looking for my bait and the fish hit me. So I'm saying you don't have to see them on the when you know it's fish all around you. You just gotta keep your bait in the water. I got it. All right, guys. I'm at a place I haven't been this year. I'm up on Kerr Lake, and first time I've been up here this year. Got a young man with me today that is trying to catch some. He's throwing for a bass right now. We're seeing a few bass kicking around here. Water's 44 degrees. I didn't even see this fish bite, guys. I was just kicking around on the livescope, looking around, had my bait out there kicking around, and next thing I know, he bit me. I don't even know where he came from. He's about 11 inches. On the willowtail, on the chartreuse willowtail. I didn't have spot lock on. Like I said, I was kicking with the trolling motor, just kicking around, looking around, basically dragging my bait. All right, let's see if we can find a couple more. There you go. Hold on. You want to net him? Yeah. Well, you done reeled him up to the end of your rod now. Easy now. You got any pliers? Sure. He got a mouthful of them, didn't he? He got both hooks. If you reel the fish up the length of your rod, then swing them in the boat's a lot easier. Then reel them up. Yeah, because now you got that crankbait up. Yeah, you're scaring me too, dude. All right, yeah, watch that crankbait. Hey, I've wore 2 of those before. Yeah, I've had to get two hooks taken out of my hand. Been there, done that. You got to watch those crankbaits. That's decent fish there, bud. All right. Old crankbait came through, didn't it? Well, guys, we're in a place where there's a lot of fish, that's for sure. I got it. It's late right here where I can get it. You can go on fish. Austin's chasing bass, which is fine. Because I told him I've been seeing some bass on the livescope. So he's throwing a crankbait for bass. And there's crappie scattered around here, and I'm throwing at the crappie. So, what do you call that? Dual fishing, or? Yeah. We're just throwing a little bit of everything today. Well, that's another nice one. He's not a monster, but he's a nice crappie. Got him hooked good. That's the same hook I was using, guys, the last couple videos. I've been using the same bait. This Jenko hook, same one. I hand sharpened it again the other day. I lost 2 in a row, and I went down and checked it again. Y'all be surprised how dull your hook can get. Got a nice big old hook on it. That's a nice crappie. I'm gonna guess. Y'all wanna guess him? How long do you think hitting is, Austin? He's 13 and about an 1/8. That's a nice little crappie right there. Okay. All right, guys, it's been a while. Seen a lot of crappie. Getting them to bite you is a different story. I had the same problem on Gaston. Oh, that one got off. That's okay. Thank you. Austin was ready to net him, but he got off. But I'm having the same trouble on Gaston that I have here. They're spooky. I see them run from the bait. Noise on the boat, vice versa. And I think it's because of the color of the water. All of a sudden the bait shows up in front of them and they're like, wow, where'd that come from? All right, guys, found another one, a baby. It's been a long time. I tell you, the wind's gotten bad. Wasn't supposed to be any wind today, but the wind's gotten bad. This is a small one, a small one. I went to a heavier head. This is a 1/16, and fishing deeper. That fish was 15 foot. We've seen a lot of fish. It just they won't pay attention to it. I done threw and threw and threw at them, and I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I'm on a different lake, and we see the guys are spider rigging here. There's one boat here behind us. I know it's the next country. I never did tell you who was with me, did I? I forgot about that. Guys, Austin's with me today. He caught the bass earlier, and We're just toughing it out, guys. We're gonna fish a couple more hours. What time is it? It's 1:30. We're gonna fish to about 3:30 and we're gonna take off. It's a little chilly. The wind's a little chilly and the wind's blowing. Besides that, it's not bad. But I'm sure y'all can hear the ruff of the water. You can hear it beating my boat. Went for a spot lock. I wouldn't have caught that one. I tried to catch them, you know, run down some big fish, but if you can't keep the boat still single poling, you can't catch them, guys. It's that simple. Because when the boat's moving a lot, you can't see your bait. And I caught a couple, one today, I know that I didn't see my bait. I just threw out there and got the depth I thought it should be and come on, because with the boat, I can't keep up with it. So now I turn on facing the wind, and we found a few fish right here. We went a couple other places looking for fish. So I came back here, this is where we started, and I'm just facing the wind, letting the trolling motor hold us, trying to find my fish here. I lost him now. There was one here I was throwing at. Right here he is. He's 40 foot, lining up, throwing at him. Throwing him like that, guys, and see if we can come up a couple more before we get out of here. But it hadn't been an easy day. All right, guys, found another one. Wow. I had one getting my trolling motor this week already, but I don't need that. Here it comes. This nicer one here. All right. A little bit bigger one, isn't it? All right. I'm okay. I'm gonna lay him down and you back up there. Thank you, sir. Get Austin in the routine here, how I do it. So, guys, he watches my videos. He ought to know what I do, doesn't he? I lay him down right there. It's the easiest play because I can stand down on the bottom. It makes sense, doesn't it? I do bass the same way because I can stand right here and monkey with them. All right, guys, this is 1/16 here. And I'm switching colors. I'm not doing a porta catch. I've got a couple new porta catches coming at you, and one of them was on. They was on pink baits. This is a bait I don't think I've ever done a porta catch on. Maybe I need to. If y'all look at it, it's got a blue tint to it. It's a blue tint. It's not smoke. It's a little bit of blue highlight in it and silver flake in it. But I'm throwing it, guys, because I'm trying to get bit, and I've tried colors, and they don't seem to want a color today. And you know, I made a video on that one time, guys, using natural colors and stain water. That's basically what I'm doing today. I'm doing the same thing. Sometimes they don't want pink and black, and I had chartreuse and black and chartreuse, which most people would throw today. Look here, guys, he's 14 inches. What do you think of that one, Austin? Austin says that's a good one. He likes being on camera, guys. Y'all see he's turning his back all ago? I was talking to y'all, he turned his back. All right. We was talking about his girlfriend. Maybe he's afraid that if he gets on YouTube, that women will start pestering and calling him, and his girlfriend will get mad at him. I mean, that's what it is. I don't know. Tell her not to watch this video since I mentioned that now. Bam! Guys, there's the next cast. Austin and I was talking about this a couple hours ago. Hopefully in the afternoon these crappie were going to turn on when it's got a little warmer. It's a lot warmer now than it was an hour ago, isn't it? It's warmed up a good bit. It's supposed to be 50 today. It was about 40 when we put the boat in, 42 maybe. Still using the same head. Now, guy, this fish was 40 feet out there. He's not a monster. He's a 12.5 incher. All right. But we just talking about that. He was a little deeper, but when the bait got to him, I told you I went to a heavier head. I'm throwing a 1/16 because of the wind. And when this bait come by him, I seen him come running. And I was just telling Austin this. When I see him come at my bait, I didn't feel him bite it. When he come at my bait, I seen him turn up. And when he made a turn up, I set the hook. Because it seemed like when they grab this bait, they turn and come up. Yeah, you'll hear other guys with livescope saying the same thing. And then people all talk about crappie will feed up, won't feed down. I have seen them go down after a bait on the bottom. Seen them do it one day this week. This is the fourth day I fished this week. And I've seen them do it. And I mentioned that because Austin and I were just talking about time on the water and catching fish. And the video I made Wednesday, Mason was with me this week, he kept calling me the crappie master. And you know what did I tell him in that video? It's about time on the water. If you get out there and get some time on the water, I know a lot of you can't get that time. I'm semi-retired. I'm trying to work 4 days a week, guys. If you can get out there and get time on the water, you learn so much, and you're going to catch more fish. It's like deer hunting. You know, he killed a big buck this year, Austin did. And every time you go hunting, your chances of killing that buck goes up. If you only hunt 2 days out of season, your chances went down. If you hunt 20 days out of season, your chances of killing that big buck went up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fishing is the same way. Every time you get to go, your chances of catching more fish and learning something and finding a good fishing spot goes up. I felt it. It was 4 fish there together, and I let the bait sink in them, and I lost the bait. Then I felt the bite. I didn't see him. He's a small one. All right, guys, it's been a few minutes. We just keep using up. I fish for a little bit, and when nothing happens, I pull the boat up about, I don't know, 15 yards or so, then 10 yards, and sit there for a minute. He's a baby. Then I take off again. But I went to this heavier weights, what's improving my catch, because with the wind blowing, I'm getting down there fast, and I'm catching them deep. You know, on Gaston, I was catching them on top, and we seen on top, I'm gonna say, on Gaston, I was averaging 8 foot and less, up to 2 foot. We've seen a couple today shallow. All right, guys. Austin and I we done figured them out now. We just talked about this, and I said this in the last clip, I think. It finally got warm. The sun finally warmed up, and the day finally warmed up. We've been chilly all day, but we've been going a lot today, haven't we? And we've been talking about how much clothes on. I was telling them about this wind and wind and rain suit I wear. And I got hot now, I feel like taking it off. But it finally warmed up. Weatherman said 50. It's finally getting there, and these fish know it too, and they're starting to bite. I just messed one, threw back next cast, and caught one. And that's a decent one, guys. He's a good 12-incher. Love catching them about that size. Fat, full of eggs. Go lay your eggs, mama. This one come running for, like I told you. This one I got it close. We found a little treetop, guys. It's got like 6 crappie in it. And which is unusual. They haven't been using brush. But it might just, like I say, it might just be the time of day. They're resting, I don't know. I'm hunting for a place just to stop for a little bit. And probably going to spawn in it. Now, you know, I never thought about crappie spawning. But, you know, I mentioned the crappie connection too often, probably. But if y'all haven't watched their stuff, go watch their stuff. Oops. He's hooked in the gill. But anyway, the biologist on there said that they spawn an average of 8 to 15 foot deep. I would never thought about that. Now, that's not saying that they don't spawn in 4 foot on your lake. He said the average depth for crappie to spawn was 8 to 15 foot. So this treetop is in, how deep we fishing this treetop? It's in 20 foot, so they're not in at the spawn. They're probably just holding up a little bit. But we came through this spot earlier and there wasn't nothing in that treetop. So, a couple there now. Alright, here he is right here. I got the depth finder back farther than I usually do. And let it drop a little bit. The wind's carrying your bait, it's not dropping as good as you want it to, is it? That's how it's done. Alright, got Austin the one. Show him how to use the livescope, guys, to catch him out of the brush pile. You got him? He's a small one. He's a small one, you get by picking him up. You see him come out there and grab it? Now, was that fun? Yeah. Guys, I hear a lot of people say, I don't want no livescope, fish my scope. Look, if you don't like a livescope, please don't get mad at me. But I'm going to tell you what. Once you do that, it's like video game fishing, right? Once you do that, it's kind of got you going, gotta do it again, gotta do it again. When his jig came past the brush pile, I said, stop, let it fall. He let it fall. Don't let it get in the brush pile. When it's almost disappearing, you picked it up, you can see the fish come out of the brush pile and grab it. Cool, right? Too late. And don't go too far there, partner. Give him the length of the rod, you can swing him into you. Bam! Are we having fun yet? All right, guys, we're putting him in some fish here now. We found some fish that's setting still. If they're setting still somewhere, guys, with a live scope, it makes it a lot of fun. It makes it a lot of fun. And we're not catching monsters, we're catching fun fish. You getting him? Yeah. Crappie, it's easy to hold them like this right here at the gills. Yeah, that's why you reel them in the length of your rod. It makes it a little easier. And look, you can get that hook out easy. How did I lose a couple today? Wow. He had him good, guys. Sometimes y'all, they see me do this all the time, because sometimes it's just hard to get them out. You gotta get a pair of pliers, no way you get them out. There's a nice one. I can't find Austin's bait. That's a big fish. He's 14 or better. Where's your bait at? If you don't know where it's at, reel it in and throw it at him. Yeah, he's out here. You find it?
Somebody's coming in.
That's me right here. There he is. That's how you do it. The reason I threw it, if you keep playing around, he'd be gone. He just cruising, wasn't he? And so you gotta get after him. I done been in that movie. Sometimes they don't give you but one shot or two. You don't have but you gotta get him when you can. I kept telling Austin, throw him. I turned around and threw at him because I was afraid he'll get away. He was going away from us. That's why I was telling him, you gotta throw at him when you can. You gotta be fast about it, because they won't give you but a couple shots and they're gone. They're just cruising the surface, guys. Fish was probably 2 foot deep, just cruising. That's what we've been looking for today. Like I said, I've been doing this long enough to know, so you don't get up a couple shots sometimes. You got to make them count. And like I say, time on the water, I've had a lot of practice throwing at them. I was sitting on my knees and threw it backwards like this and threw it at him. Got it where I need to get it. What do you think? Look around there, see if he's got a partner. All right, we got to see what this one weighs. What do you think? Give me a guess. Are you good a guesser as Mason? Mason got close last time.
3?
Oh, he ain't no 3 pounds.
No.
I think he's gonna be 2.
2 1/4.
2 pounds even. Bam, guys, 2 pounds even. All right. I just took my phone away. My son just texted me. That's good. Okay, guys. There you go. 2 pounder. Bam. All right. Okay, I was gonna say that's my first 2 pounder in this lake, but that's not true. I was bass fishing up here one day and I caught one that weighed 2.8 on a crankbait. Okay, folks, thank y'all for watching Fishing Lake Country. Hey, was up on Kerr Lake today. It's about 40 minutes for me up to where we put in. First time I've been up here this year. Wasn't calling for no wind day. But weatherman said, light and variable. Guys, the wind blew all day and it blew hard. It had to be 5 to 10 at times. The pine trees were rocking. It made it very difficult for us trying to single pole. When you're trying to watch something on the live scope, for y'all that have a live scope, you know that. If the boat's not setting still and it's constantly moving, you're constantly moving that pole. It's almost impossible. You're not going to find your bait. I just threw my bait after sometimes. When I seen it flicker once in a while, the depth of the fish, I just reeled it back slow. And I caught some doing that because crappie were everywhere. That whole cove area was full. We couldn't get them to bite that morning very well. Caught a couple, so we moved to a couple other places. A couple other places we went, couldn't find any fish. Found 1 or 2 here and there. I said, hey, Austin, let's go back to where we started. We know it's fish there. Maybe the sun's been out because it didn't get as warm as they said it was going to get either. and maybe it warmed up some. We went back and it felt better. When we first stopped there, the wind wasn't as bad, and we started catching them. When we caught some, I don't know how many crap we caught, I didn't keep up with it. But we caught 6 or 8 pretty fast there, and I caught that 2-pounder. And we seen a couple other big fish. We didn't see any big fish that morning that we threw at. I think Austin lost one. He said he moved him when the hook set, and they lost him. And then a couple more, we'd seen them throw it a couple times, and they'd go on, guys. The fish were same as casting. That was very touchy. You couldn't make noise in the boat. You get too close to the trolling motor, they'd run. If it wasn't for spot lock helped so much because we put it on spot lock and face the wind, and still the back of the boat was trying to pass us sometimes from the wind. Y'all that have spot lock know what I'm talking about. The wind kept changing direction. It was coming this way, then it was going that way. It was just a terrible day, but we caught fish. We stuck with it. I told them, we're not leaving till 3:30 because I'm going to stop at the Mexican restaurant on the way home and eat supper. So I'm going to get there. I don't want to get to the Mexican restaurant until at least 4:30. So we stuck it out. It's a good thing we did. Good thing we had Mexican on our mind because we started catching fish there that evening when the sun got in there. The wind didn't lay down, but the sun got on the water, got a little warm, and the water jumped about 1.5 degrees, and we caught some. And that's when I caught the 2-pounder, guys. And I got to watch him catch one off of a brush pile. About 6 on a brush pile. They wasn't there that morning. That evening they was on that brush pile. I brought my bait across and watched one raise up and grab it. I said, come over here. I want you to do it. He brought his bait across it, and one rose up and grabbed his bait. And just the look on his face when he looked at me, and because he sit there and watched that fish, I said, that's video game fishing. So for some of y'all that have a live scope, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of fun. For somebody that don't understand a live scope, I hope you get to experience one day, even if you don't. I hear people say, I don't like a live scope, but even if you don't care much for the live scope, guys, you need to experience that one time. To be able to see your bait flickering, to see the bait go past the brush pile, see the fish run up by the brush pile and grab it. I know if you watch fish grab your bait in shallow water, that gets you excited. It's the same thing. You just watch it on the depth finder, right? But you need to experience that one time, guys. It's really neat to see that. A lot of fish would run from your bait. Those kind of things I've tried to put on camera when I can. Those things are neat to see. The fish fall in the bait, or you bring the bait past the fish, and he turns and just takes off. We've seen a lot of that today. A lot of them. And I think it's because to stay in water, it spooks them. I think all of a sudden there's the bait because you're pulling it to them, and all of a sudden it's in front of them. I don't know if they think it's something to eat. I don't know. I think it just spooks them. And it's like, what is that in my face? And they turn and run. That's my theory on it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. We caught some fish. Austin and I had a good day. It's the first time I fished with him this year. Okay? He doesn't live that far from me. We get together once in a while. Guys, I fish a lot by myself. And it's easier for me to film when I'm by myself and run all the cameras and stuff. But I don't mind taking folks with me fishing, guys, when I get the chance to take some of the young men. Because, you know, I learn a lot from watching them. And he'll tell you, I critique him. I got after him. I said, you're cranking that crankbait too fast. And it went a little bit, he caught that bass. I said, told you. He said, yeah, I slowed it down. Okay? You learn. I say this all the time. You can learn from each other. Go fishing with anybody else that you can every time you get the chance. Everybody you go fishing with, guys, you can learn something from them. All right, guys, appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do, guys. Y'all are some great folks. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love the comments. Y'all leave such great comments. I read every one, guys. I hope it comes to a time where I can't answer everyone. I hope I get that much. But right now, I'm answering everyone. See you guys. Thank y'all so much. My name is Dennis. See you next time. Fishing Lake Country.